Welcome to Spotlight for Success by American Book Company. I'm your host, Danielle Pentozzi, and today we are at the NCRA Conference in North Carolina. And our special guest, we have Grace here. She is a fifth grade teacher.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So what brings you to NCRA today?
So this is my first year teaching literacy since my first year of teaching back 8 years ago now. So anything that will help me be a better ELA teacher, I'm on board for. So,
What inspired you to get started in teaching?
So my mom was a teacher. My mom was a career kindergarten teacher. And so, she was at a year-round school where when I was in middle school, I was at a traditional school. So when I would be on breaks, my mom would still be on school. And so we would go and help her out. But I wasn't really helping in her classroom. What I was doing was I would go to my old second grade teacher and help her out. Mm-hmm. And that was, I can remember sitting with a kid and helping them and them just going, oh, and I was like, wow, I love that feeling. I want to do that forever. And so I thought I would want to teach second graders. And then as I went through college and I was doing different internships, I was interning in a fifth grade classroom and I was like, oh no, this is where I belong. This is my jam. Fifth graders are still young enough to enjoy being at school, but old enough to get just a little bit of sarcasm and sass.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I enjoy having them understand things and that light bulb moment of them getting it is my favorite feeling.
So kind of piggybacking off of, creating that light bulb moment, what is a specific strategy or practice that you've used in your classrooms to drive students' growth?
So one of the big things I do is an interactive notebook where my kids I'm taking notes with them, but I use a variety of different ways whether it's just straight writing or if it's guided notes from a PowerPoint or interactive notes. But I'm constantly having my kids go back to those notes. So oh, we learned about this. We have this bell ringer that was based on a concept we learned a couple weeks ago. Let's go back to our notes. Let's go check that, go find this answer in your notes. So having them continue to go back and look at that information helps it stick in their mind. So the goal is that they've continued to do that. Eventually it will come to where they don't need to go back to their notes because they'll have remembered it. Mm-hmm. But my interactive notebooks is one of my favorite things.
And they write in those notebooks?
They do, and I take notes alongside them. So a lot of times so I don't do notebook checks. I let them write their notes in the best way for them, whether that is shorthand or text lingo or rephrasing, because I believe that if it makes sense to them, then they're going to learn from it.
Awesome. So you have used our books in your classroom, right?
Yes. A couple of years ago, our academic leadership at the time came to one of these conferences, and y'all were here, and the academic coach at that time grabbed the fifth grade science book, a preview copy, and brought it to me. And I started using it as independent practice or extra work. And I saw in the book itself and as I was using it, the understanding of the concepts were so much more meaningful for my kids because it went into so much more depth. And so recently my principal was looking at more resources for us to have. And this was one of the things he suggested, and I was like, you've got to use this. I love this. I've had a preview, and since I'm doing ELA now, he's getting one for ELA. He's also getting one for math.
We appreciate that testimony. Thank you so much for sharing. Before we close out, is there anything you would like to share with the NCRA community?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, that's going to close us out. Thank you so much for joining us on Spotlight for Success, and we hope you have a great rest of your conference.
Thank you.